Take a slow breath just as you are, without trying to change anything. Here, in this quiet moment, there is nothing to solve and nowhere to be. The day can loosen its hold now. The body can ease. The mind can soften a little, the way a room grows dim when evening settles in. Another gentle breath moves through you, warm and unhurried. Feel how the air comes in on its own, and how it leaves just as easily. Nothing needs to be forced. Nothing needs to be perfect. You are simply arriving in a calmer place inside yourself. The space around you begins to feel softer. Edges blur. The pace of everything slows. It's as if the whole world is taking one long exhale with you. Let that softness spread through your thoughts, smoothing the rough patches and quieting the noise. Here, you can let your shoulders drift downward. Notice how even a small release creates more room inside your body, a little more space, a little more ease. You don't have to hold yourself upright in any particular way now. Let the weight of your arms rest. Let your hands be still. Let your jaw loosen, just enough for comfort. Your neck can settle into whatever position feels natural, free of effort. Everything can go quiet, piece by piece. The breath moves at its own pace, slow, warm, steady, and with each soft rise and fall, the body listens and responds by letting go a little more. Feel the air glide in, cool and light. Feel it drift out, soft and warm. This rhythm has been with you your whole life, carrying you through every moment without asking anything in return. Now it becomes a gentle companion, guiding you towards stillness. Notice how the mind begins to follow the breath. Thoughts move more slowly. They lose their sharp edges. They soften into something quieter, something lighter. There is no need to chase them or push them away. Each moment stretches out, unhurried and open. You can rest inside it. You can rest inside yourself. Even if the day was full, even if it left traces behind, this moment does not ask anything of you. Here, everything can pause. Feel the ground beneath you, holding your weight. Feel how safe it is to settle. There is a quiet trust in that support, a gentle reassurance that you do not need to carry anything now. You can let yourself sink into it, as if the surface beneath you were soft and welcoming. A warm sense of groundedness begins to grow. It reaches through your chest, spreading outward in slow waves. There is no rush. It simply expands, filling you with a steady sense of calm. The body relaxes into that warmth like a deep sigh released from within. Let your breath lengthen, the way evening shadows stretch across a peaceful room. Not because you have to, but because your body naturally moves toward ease when given the chance. Every inhale lifts gently. Every exhale melts downward. A slow, soothing rhythm begins to guide your entire being. In this softness, the mind grows quieter still. You might notice a gentle dimming, like lights lowering at the end of the day. Thoughts become faint shapes, drifting at the edges of awareness. They no longer demand your attention. They simply come and go, the way clouds drift across a quiet sky. You are safe here. You are grounded. You can settle as deeply as you wish. There is nothing to protect, nothing to guard against. The breath continues its gentle cycle. Calm in, ease out. A warm, steady flow that asks for nothing and offers everything. Let it carry you further into this peaceful space where the body loosens and the mind drifts. Allow your attention to soften until it feels like a warm glow rather than a focused beam. Let it expand, then fade, then settle wherever it naturally rests. There is no right way to feel, no right way to breathe, only this moment, unfolding slowly, gently, quietly. As the body sinks deeper into comfort, the mind follows. Your thoughts grow slower, your breath grows softer. You move a little closer to stillness with each passing moment. A warm sense of ease wraps around you like a soft blanket of quiet. Now the space within feels deeper, quieter, more open. It becomes easier to drift, to rest, to let yourself be held by this calm. Nothing needs to rise, everything can fall away. Stay with the soft rhythm of your breath, the warmth in your body, the quiet that gathers around you. Let this gentle foundation hold you. Let it steady you. Let it welcome you into a long, peaceful night of rest. And as you linger here, wrapped in this growing stillness, feel how natural it is to settle into quiet. Feel how the body responds with a slow release. Feel how the mind softens like a calm tide slipping out to sea. Here, in this soft, warm quiet, you can drift as slowly as you like. You can rest as deeply as you need. Everything is easing downward now, into comfort, into calm, into quiet. The quiet around you begins to feel softer now. Shapes blur a little, edges lose their sharpness. The space you're in becomes more gentle, almost like it's settling with you. A warm hush settles over everything. A slow breath moves through your body. It arrives gently and leaves just as softly. Nothing pushes, nothing pulls, everything is unhurried. In this moment, the mind may still hold a bit of the day, a faint sense of alertness. That's natural, that's okay. There is no need to force anything to stop. Just notice the shift as your attention begins to soften around the edges. Imagine the way dusk settles over a room. Light fades gradually, contours become smooth and muted. That same gentle dimming begins inside you, taking the sharpness out of thoughts and easing tension from the body. It all becomes a little quieter. The breath leads the way, slow and steady. With each rise, the body follows. With each soft fall, something inside loosens. Maybe the eyes feel heavier, maybe the mind starts to drift. Let your forehead smooth out. Feel the tiny muscles around your eyes relax. Your jaw eases without effort, as if gravity is doing the work for you. Even the tongue can settle, resting lightly in place. Everything is softening in its own quiet rhythm. The breath flows warm and slow. It moves like a gentle wave drifting across a calm shore. With every exhale, the mind releases a little more of its grip. Thoughts grow lighter. They begin to float rather than stick. Notice how the space inside your head feels a bit roomier now. A soft glow fills it, warm and fuzzy around the edges. Tension melts the way ice softens in warm hands. Slowly, gradually, naturally. Nothing is rushed. Awareness drifts lower into the body, the shoulders loosen and fall into a more natural place. The neck relaxes, no longer working to hold anything up. Your chest rises gently with each warm inhale. The belly softens with each quiet release. If any part of you still feels tight, imagine a soft light moving toward it. Not bright, not intense, just a dim, gentle glow that settles over the area. Feel how the tightness slowly fades, like mist dissolving in morning air. Your breath continues its soothing rhythm, slow in, warm out. The body responds to that rhythm, following its lead. A low, hazy calm begins to spread. Thoughts drift in and drift out, without catching on anything. They move like faint ripples on still water, disappearing almost as soon as they appear. There's nothing to do with them. Just notice the space they leave behind, a soft, open quiet. The mind begins to release its structure. Ideas lose their hard edges. Everything blends together into a gentle fog of calm awareness. Things feel softer, rounder, slower. You sink further into this cozy haze. The breath deepens without trying. The body grows heavier, settling into comfort. Any little bits of tension melt away beneath the warmth of your attention. It feels like a slow unwinding, a tender letting go. Around your temples, a gentle ease spreads. Through your cheeks, a calm stillness flows. The chest loosens, the belly softens fully. Your whole form begins to rest. Inside, the mind feels quieter than before. Not empty, just peaceful, soft, uncomplicated. The world becomes muted, like sounds heard through layers of blankets. Awareness drifts into a low, dreamy space. Your thoughts float slowly, barely touching you at all. Each breath pulls you deeper into ease. Each exhale widens the soft quiet around you. Nothing needs holding. Nothing needs managing. Everything can fall away, one gentle layer at a time. You're drifting toward a warm, steady calm. the kind that wraps around you like a soft embrace. Allow whatever remains of the day to fade into the background. It loosens its grip all on its own. You don't have to push it away. It knows it's time to rest. It knows you're settling. Feel the last bits of sharpness dissolve. Feel your edges soften into the space around you. Your breath becomes the only movement, slow and comforting. Your body lies heavy and warm. Your mind drifts in a hazy, soothing quiet. Everything has softened now. Thoughts are faint. The body is loose and still. You're wrapped in a gentle, restful glow. Here, in this warm quiet, the edges of the day fade into nothing at all. The quiet around you settles into a soft, steady calm. A gentle stillness wraps itself around the space you're in. The body begins to rest a little more deeply. The mind loosens its hold. Everything starts to move at the slow rhythm of night. Here, the breath becomes the anchor. It rises with a cool, light touch. It falls with a warm, easy release. Nothing forced, nothing shaped. Another breath drifts in, smooth and quiet. It moves through you like a soft breeze passing through an open window. Then it eases back out, warm and comforting. A natural rhythm, a slow, soothing pulse. Notice how this gentle rise feels. Air brushing in with a faint coolness, barely noticeable at first, just enough to refresh the space inside your chest, just enough to wake a small spark of warmth. And now notice the fall, the way the breath settles downward, soft, warm, slower than before, almost like it's sinking into a cozy place deep in the body, a quiet descent that brings everything with it. This rhythm has its own calm, its own softness, its own steady comfort. Let yourself drift with it, the way a small boat drifts with an easy tide, unhurried and peaceful. As the breath moves in, there's a gentle expansion. The chest opens slightly, the belly softens around the movement. The body follows without effort. It simply responds. As the breath moves out, the whole being relaxes. Muscles release a little more. Thoughts slip further away. Even the air feels warm, like it's carrying a sense of rest with it, a tender unwinding. Stay with this rhythm for a moment. Cool in, warm out, a simple cycle that gathers your attention and settles it. Nothing complicated, just a quiet, steady flow. In this moment, awareness comes back to the coolness of the inhale. Feel how the air brushes the tip of your nose, how it slides down the throat, how it spreads into your chest, light and gentle. It invites a sense of clarity without pulling you away from calm. Then it shifts into warmth as it leaves, a slow release, a soft melting. The body relaxes a little more each time the breath falls. Heat drifts outward in a peaceful wave. The rhythm steadies your thoughts. They begin to move slower, they lose their edges, they float in the background like faint echoes fading into distance. Nothing needs your attention. Another slow inhale pours in. It brings a cool refresh, a tiny clearing, and then the exhale drifts out, long and warm, a quiet settling, a deeper ease. Let this cycle lengthen on its own. The breath might stretch a little farther. It might grow heavier. It might soften into something effortless. Allow it to unfold naturally. Awareness begins to rest lower in the body. The belly moves with each gentle rise. Then it sinks with each soft fall. A tender rhythm that grounds you without needing words. A rhythm older than thought. The mind follows the breath down into stillness. With every slow inhale, there's a sense of becoming centered. With every warm exhale, a sense of letting go. The body becomes quieter. The whole self becomes more grounded. If any thought drifts in, let the breath carry it out. Let it fade with the warm release. Nothing needs to stay. Nothing needs to be held. Everything knows how to move on its own. The breath keeps guiding you inward. Cool air gliding in, bringing clarity. Warm air flowing out, bringing ease. A gentle balance forms. Peace begins to grow in the space between each breath. Feel how your chest settles. Feel how your shoulders loosen with the slow exhalation. Even the muscles around your ribs soften. There's a quiet spaciousness spreading through you, a soft glow of calm. The breath lengthens a little more. Inhale steady, calm, quiet. Exhale long, warm, grounding. This slow rhythm draws you closer to deep rest, closer to a centered stillness. Thoughts no longer pull. They drift like dust in gentle light. Barely there, barely noticeable, you sink beneath them into a deeper layer of quiet. The air entering your body feels cool and soothing. The air leaving feels warm and comforting. This contrast creates a soft rhythm that the body trusts. The mind begins to trust it too. Everything settles around it. With each rise of the breath, you feel a hint of awakening inside, soft, light, peaceful. With each fall, you sink deeper into calm. It becomes a cradle of movement, a slow swaying toward rest, a safe rhythm, a steady guide. The breath continues, soft, slow, warm, steady. It carries you into stillness. It grounds you, it comforts you, it eases every part of your being. Now there is only this gentle movement, this cool touch entering, this warm flow leaving. The body rests in simplicity, the mind rests in quiet. Everything becomes slower, everything becomes softer. You drift deeper into the warm rhythm of your own breath, a quiet, gentle tide, guiding you toward deeper rest. The quiet around you feels a little different now, softer, lighter, as if the air itself has loosened and begun to float. There's a sense of gentle space opening up, inviting you to drift with it. Take a slow breath and feel how it lifts you slightly from the inside, a gentle rise, a subtle lightening. Then notice how the exhale brings a soft, sinking ease, a warm settling that feels almost weightless. The breath moves like a quiet tide, lifting and releasing. Each rise softens the body from within. Each fall releases whatever heaviness remains. Little by little, the whole being becomes lighter, as if the edges of your weight are dissolving. Imagine yourself resting in a soft, welcoming space, something that holds you without pressure, something that feels warm and open and safe. The body sinks into it, not with heaviness, but with relief, a gentle surrender to comfort. As you settle, a feeling rises through you, almost like floating, not rising upward, but loosening, softening, the way a feather settles into still air, the way dusk wraps itself around everything in warm, quiet tones. Let the breath guide this feeling. Each inhale gathers a bit more lightness. Each exhale melts a little more weight. The body grows softer. The mind grows spacious. Thoughts drift more easily now. They no longer cling or tug. They float through like faint shapes in a soft haze. You see them, you feel them, and then they slip away. Nothing stays long enough to hold you. The sense of lightness spreads to your face, around the eyes, across the cheeks, along the forehead. Everything loosens, as if a warm breeze is passing over you. Your jaw relaxes even more. The tongue rests gently, the neck softens, letting go of its usual effort. A quiet ease moves through your shoulders, lifting the heaviness out of them. They feel almost buoyant now. The air around you feels warm, not heavy, not thick, just warm enough to cradle you, like a soft dusk settling across the skin. This warmth holds you without weight. It invites the mind to flow. Another gentle breath drifts in, cool, light, barely there, and then it moves out, warm and slow, carrying the last bits of tension with it. Imagine your body resting on a soft cloud of comfort, not drifting quickly, not rising or falling, just suspended in a cozy stillness, held so lightly that even your heartbeat feels unhurried. The space beneath you feels supportive, yet airy, like resting on something that molds to your shape without pressing back. This softness allows your muscles to release even the deepest layers of tension, the kind you don't usually notice, the kind that only lets go when everything feels safe. Your limbs begin to feel light and warm, as if wrapped in a gentle glow, as if floating in a quiet pool of warmth. They drift in comfort, free from any need to move, free from any need to hold you up. Awareness grows softer around the edges, not fading away completely, just loosening. You hover in a dreamy middle space where everything feels effortless. Thoughts are gentle, sensations are gentle. Even the breath has softened into a slow, floating rhythm. Feel how your chest rises with the inhale, barely a movement, just enough to lift you in the smallest way. And then the exhale releases you back into the softness, a cycle of floating and drifting. The air around you feels even lighter now, almost like a warm breeze holding your whole body in place. You are supported, yet weightless. You are resting, yet floating, a quiet balance that feels deeply soothing. As your mind settles deeper, the sense of floating becomes more natural, more familiar, like a soft memory of being carried without effort. You drift through thoughts the same way you drift through breath, unhurried and peaceful. Nothing pulls you downward, nothing asks you to rise. You are suspended in a warm, dreamy stillness, a place where even time feels slow and gentle, a place where the body and mind meet in quiet ease. Let this feeling expand. Let it fill the space inside your chest. Let it warm your arms, your legs, your whole body. Feel yourself floating inside your own warmth, resting inside your own softness. There is no effort here, only drifting, only surrender, only the quiet pleasure of letting go. Allow yourself to be carried. With each breath, you drift a little further into this light, airy calm. With each soft exhale, the body becomes even more weightless. The mind drifts deeper into dreamful quiet. Everything loosens, everything eases. You are held gently in the stillness, suspended in softness, floating in warm quiet. And as you drift, the lightness settles deeper inside you, inviting you into an even softer, more peaceful rest. The quiet around you settles into a warm, steady stillness. A soft calm begins to gather in the space where your body meets the surface beneath you. Everything feels a little more grounded, a little more at ease. The breath moves slowly, guiding the body into deeper rest. Take a gentle inhale and notice the warmth that follows. Notice how your whole chest expands in a soft, unhurried way. Then feel the exhale ease through you, warm and slow. The body listens to that warmth. It responds by settling even further. Awareness drifts toward the shoulders. They may carry the last traces of the day, a bit of tightness, a bit of tension. Allow them to sink downward, letting the surface beneath hold their full weight. As they soften, a quiet release spreads outward. It moves across the upper back. It moves along the sides of the neck. It melts into the collarbones, warm and gentle. Everything loosens in its own rhythm. The chest rises with the next inhale, barely a lift, just enough to create space inside. Then it falls again in a slow, warm wave. With every breath, the chest becomes softer, more open, more willing to rest. Feel the warmth in that space, a steady glow that brings comfort, a feeling of being supported from within. There's no effort here, just a natural settling that unfolds by itself. Attention moves to the belly. The rise is gentle. The fall is even gentler. This rhythm calms the deeper parts of you. It brings a grounded, peaceful heaviness. The muscles around the belly soften. Any tightness you didn't realize was there begins to unwind. Each breath smooths it out a little more. The whole midsection relaxes into the warmth. Comfort spreads in slow, steady waves. Now the hips sink more deeply into the surface. They feel held, supported, safe enough to release their weight completely. A quiet ease settles across the lower body. The legs rest in that ease, heavy, warm, and still. The thighs loosen their grip. The knees relax. The calves soften into a quiet, restful heaviness. Feel how the legs melt into the surface beneath you. No tension, no effort. Just a soft surrender to stillness, a gentle awareness of how fully supported you are. The ankles relax, the feet grow warm, even the toes soften, falling into a natural, restful position. The lower body becomes deeply calm, deeply settled. As the body relaxes piece by piece, the mind begins to quiet. Thoughts slow down, they drift further away, they untangle themselves from the day. What remains is a wide, gentle stillness. Take a slow breath. Feel it move through your entire form. It rises with ease, it falls with comfort. The whole body follows that slow sway. Every muscle feels softer now. Every part of you feels supported. You are held by the space around you, held by the ground beneath you, held in warmth and calm. The shoulders rest, the chest settles, the belly softens, the legs sink into the quiet. Everything aligns into one smooth, peaceful whole. Notice how comfortable this stillness feels, how safe it is to release a little more, how natural it is to let the mind drift into quiet. No pressure, no pull, just gentle rest. A warm calm spreads through the entire body, from the crown of the head, down through the throat, across the chest and belly, all the way to the tips of the toes. It moves like soft light passing through you, not bright, not intense, just warm enough to soothe, warm enough to comfort. The breath flows in a steady rhythm, soft, slow, unhurried. Each cycle deepens the sense of rest. The body feels safe in this stillness, safe enough to let go of the last traces of the day, safe enough to melt into the gentle quiet that surrounds you, safe enough to rest deeply, to drift softly. With one more gentle exhale, everything settles. The body becomes calm and heavy. The mind grows quieter, softer, almost hushed. A deep, comforting stillness fills you, and you drift into its warm, peaceful quiet. The quiet around you grows softer now, settling like a gentle hush over everything. The space feels dim, warm, and peaceful. Edges fade, shapes soften into muted shadows. A cozy stillness begins to form, as if the night itself is holding you. The breath moves slowly in this calm darkness. Cool air slips in with a faint whisper of clarity. Warm air drifts out in a lazy release. The rhythm is unhurried, almost sleepy. Each cycle draws you deeper into the quiet. Imagine the room around you dimming even more, not heavy or thick, just soft, a comforting darkness that wraps around you like a warm, familiar blanket. Nothing sharp, nothing bright. This gentle dark has a way of quieting the mind. Thoughts lose their edges. They drift into the stillness and fade like footprints in soft sand. You don't have to push anything away. The darkness absorbs it all with ease. Feel how this dim space cradles your body. The surface beneath you holds your weight without effort. You sink into its warmth. You settle into its softness. Every part of you relaxes into the embrace of quiet. The breath slows even more. Cool in, warm out. A tender motion that barely stirs the air. Each inhale brings a hint of freshness. Each exhale melts tension away. The darkness around you feels safe. It has no demands, no expectations, just a soft, muted stillness that welcomes you deeper, a place where thoughts dim and awareness turns inward. As the mind adjusts, the quiet becomes richer. It feels velvety and calm, the kind of calm that gently silences overstimulation. Noise fades, clutter fades. What remains is warm, dark peace. Picture the feeling of lying beneath a soft night sky, not wide open, but close, comforting. A quiet canopy that shields you from anything loud or bright. You are tucked safely inside this cozy darkness. It supports your rest. Notice the shadows inside your awareness. They move slowly. They blend into one another. Nothing stands out. Nothing pulls your attention away. Your body sinks deeper into the surface beneath. A sense of being held begins to grow. The back rests fully, the belly softens, the chest settles into a calm, steady rhythm. In this gentle dark, the world grows distant. Thoughts become soft echoes. Feelings melt into warmth. Your attention turns inward, toward the quiet space at the center of your being, a space that feels peaceful and still. Another breath drifts in, cool and faint, barely there. Then the exhale flows out, warm and slow. It carries you further into the dim quiet. Allow the darkness to fill the space around your shoulders. Let it cushion the muscles there. Let it wrap around your neck and along the sides of your face. Everything softens, everything settles. The warmth of this stillness spreads downward, across the chest, through the ribs, into the belly, where the breath moves in a slow, steady wave. Each rise and fall feels more peaceful than the last. The legs rest deeply in this darkness, heavy and still. They sink without effort. They settle without thought. The warmth reaches all the way down to your toes. It feels as though the night itself is holding you, quiet, warm, gentle. There is nothing to resist, nothing to hold up. The mind drifts in soft loops, fading a little more with each exhale. Awareness becomes hazy and loose, not gone, just distant, floating in a low, quiet calm. This dim, peaceful space wraps around every part of you. It smooths out anything sharp. It hushes anything restless. It draws you inward, toward comfort, toward ease. The world grows softer. Feel how deeply the body rests here. Feel how naturally the mind surrenders to this gentle darkness. You are safe in this quiet. You are warm in this stillness. You are resting in calm. Another slow breath drifts in and slides out, lengthening slightly as the body lets go. The darkness holds you steady. It carries you toward deeper rest. All around you, the night remains soft and unmoving, a cocoon of quiet, a cradle of warm shadows. Nothing stirs, nothing demands your attention. Everything slows, everything settles. Your breath becomes the only movement, light, warm, gentle, drawing you deeper into peace. Here, in this soothing darkness, the mind drifts down another layer. Thoughts fade into the background. The body rests fully, the heart grows calm and slow. You are held in quiet comfort. Stay in this warm hush. Let it guide you deeper. Let it soften everything inside you. Let it carry you into deeper, dreamful rest. The stillness around you feels warm now, soft, quiet, as if something gentle has begun to glow in the space behind your breath, a calm presence settling in. Take a slow inhale and notice how the air eases into your chest. Then feel the warm exhale drift out in a long, quiet stream. The space inside you opens a little, softens a little, welcomes something new and comforting. Somewhere in the center of your chest, a faint warmth begins to form, subtle at first, just a small, steady spark of comfort. No effort needed, just a gentle awareness of a warm place inside you, a place that feels tender and safe. This warmth grows slowly, like an ember glowing in soft darkness. Not bright, not intense, just warm enough to soothe the deeper parts of your body. Feel it settle behind the heart, a soft center of calm, steady, and reassuring. The longer you notice it, the more it expands. It spreads in slow circles through your chest. Each breath fans it gently. As the glow expands, a sense of comfort moves with it. It washes through your ribs. It fills the spaces between each breath. Everything inside softens. Everything inside rests a little more deeply. The glow moves upward, a warm drift that reaches the base of your throat. It softens the tension there. It loosens the tight places you may not even notice. The whole area relaxes in the warmth. Then it spreads across the shoulders. A quiet wave of ease. The muscles release. Heaviness slips away. Your upper body feels held, supported, comforted. With each breath, the glow grows steadier. It fills your chest with a gentle warmth that doesn't fade. It feels like being wrapped in soft light, like being held from the inside. A warm, quiet reassurance. The warmth moves downward now. It fills the belly with a peaceful heaviness, not a weight, but relaxing fullness, a sense of safety settling through your core. Everything feels grounded and calm. The glow continues to drift. It reaches the hips in a slow, steady wave. The muscles there soften. The legs feel warm and relaxed. A soft heaviness gathers in the lower body. The warmth spreads through the thighs, through the knees, down the shins in a long, gentle flow. Each part becomes warm and heavy, soft and still. It reaches the feet, settling into the heels and arches, a cozy glow that quiets every last bit of tension. Even the toes feel warm and calm. The whole body rests in one smooth, steady warmth, like sinking into a soft pool of comfort. The glow inside you remains steady, strong enough to soothe, soft enough to keep you drifting. It comforts the mind as much as the body. Thoughts loosen in its warmth. They drift away like faint wisps of air. Stay with the glow behind the heart. Feel how steady it is, how warm, how peaceful. It's a quiet center of safety within you. With each breath, this warm center expands just a little more. It moves through the chest like a slow tide. It fills the belly with gentle heaviness. It wraps the whole body in calm. Nothing rushes, nothing pulls you out of this moment. Your awareness grows softer. The glow feels woven into every part of you. It's steady and comforting, a warm presence that holds you in quiet rest, a place where your mind settles easily. The warmth brings a sense of being cared for, supported by something gentle and safe. You feel lighter inside, you feel calmer, you feel completely at ease. The breath becomes slower now, softer, almost silent. It flows around the warmth inside you. It steadies your thoughts, your heartbeat, your whole being. In this soft glow, everything feels simple, everything feels peaceful. Nothing needs attention, nothing needs effort, just warmth and quiet and rest. The glow inside you remains steady and sure, a warm ember that keeps you grounded, a quiet comfort that holds you in stillness, a peaceful presence that helps you drift deeper and deeper into rest. Stay in this warmth. Let it carry you. Let it soften every part of you. Let it guide you deeper into calm, where nothing needs to be done, and everything can gently fade into quiet. The quiet has settled deeply around you now. Everything feels soft, slow, gentle. The breath moves in a steady rhythm, warm and unhurried, and the mind, still drifting, begins to soften in its own quiet way. Nothing needs to be held tightly anymore. Thoughts may still appear, small shapes, light impressions, little echoes of the day. They come and go on their own. There's no need to chase them, no need to push them away. Just notice how they form and how they loosen and how they drift. Each one is light, like a soft wisp of mist. It rises, thins, and fades. Imagine these thoughts as gentle clouds in a wide, quiet sky. They move slowly, they shift, they dissolve without effort. You don't have to guide them. The mind begins to expand into a spacious calm, soft, open, peaceful, a place where thoughts can float freely without clinging to anything. Another breath moves through, cool in, warm out, and with each cycle, the thoughts lose a little more shape, a little more weight. Some drift farther away, some linger for a moment, some melt the instant they appear. Every one of them softens, the way ripples fade on still water, quiet, smooth, gently disappearing. The mind no longer tries to solve anything. It no longer reaches outward. It simply rests in this gentle space. Thoughts become faint, distant impressions, barely touching you at all. Feel the space around those thoughts, wide, still, calm, a soft openness that welcomes everything and holds nothing. The breath lengthens in this openness. A slow inhale clears a small space inside you. A warm exhale brings an easy release. Each breath invites the mind to unwind. Each breath leaves more quiet behind. Notice how the thoughts grow lighter as they pass. No heaviness, no pressure, just tiny ripples that settle almost as soon as they form. The mind rests beneath them like a calm, steady lake. Some thoughts may return briefly, a flicker here, a faint memory there. They rise like thin mist in soft morning air, and then they fade again, easily, naturally. Let this process continue without effort. Every thought unwinds at its own pace. Every feeling drifts through gently. Nothing has to change quickly. everything can soften slowly. The space inside your mind grows even quieter now, a calm that feels warm and expansive. It wraps around every passing thought. It holds them loosely. It lets them go. This quiet is gentle, comforting, safe, a place where the mind is free to rest without needing to do anything, a place where everything slows to a soft, peaceful drift. Take another warm breath. Feel how it moves through you. Feel how it clears another small path inside your awareness. The exhale smooths everything out again. It leaves a wide, soft stillness behind. Thoughts now feel like distant echoes, soft shadows that appear and fade, tiny ripples on the edge of calm. They belong to the background. You remain in the quiet center. Your mind becomes a spacious, tranquil place, light, open, unburdened. Thoughts drift through like gentle clouds, dissolving in a warm sky. Nothing catches, nothing clings. Every idea softens before it forms fully. Every memory drifts away like mist thinning in sunlight. Everything becomes quiet. The breath slows even more, warm, steady, barely moving. Each exhale deepens the stillness. Here, in this peaceful space, thoughts lose their urgency, they lose their shape, they drift farther and farther from your awareness. You sink into a calm, quiet openness, a space that feels soothing and effortless. Stay with this warmth, this steady breath, this quiet drift of soft thoughts fading into stillness. Let them keep dissolving, let the calm grow deeper. Your whole mind rests now, light, open, and free from effort. Thoughts fade into the soft quiet. The breath guides you into deeper ease, and everything inside becomes hushed and peaceful, ready to drift into deeper rest. The quiet around you has become deep and soft now. Everything feels slower, heavier, warmer, as if the whole space is holding you in gentle stillness. The breath moves with a soft, easy rhythm, barely rising, barely falling, just enough to remind you of the warm comfort inside the body, just enough to keep you drifting. A deep sense of rest begins to settle in your limbs, a soothing heaviness that feels safe and familiar. The muscles loosen without effort. The body releases its last traces of tension. Everything begins to sink into the surface beneath you. The place supporting you feels steady and comforting. It cradles your weight without asking anything in return. It molds to you, soft and warm. It holds every part of you with quiet care. You are fully supported here. Feel how your back rests against this steady surface. Your shoulders settle into it. Your arms and hands rest in soft stillness. The hips sink deeper. The legs become heavy and warm. Everything grows still. So still that even the breath feels like a gentle whisper inside the body, a slow drift of air, a warm release, a quiet anchor in this deep rest. The heaviness feels comforting. It wraps around you like a soft cocoon. It tells the body it's safe to let go, safe to stop holding anything, safe to rest completely. Thoughts grow faint in this stillness. They move like distant shapes behind a soft fog. Barely there, barely noticeable, the mind drifts into a dreamy quiet. As the breath continues, a sense of being held grows stronger. No movement, no effort, just warm, welcoming stillness, a place where you can settle deeply. Feel how the body becomes part of this soft space. No separation, no tension, just warm heaviness blending with stillness. A deep rest that feels natural and easy. The chest rises slightly with each inhale, then sinks again in a long, gentle fall. The movement is slow and soothing, a quiet rhythm that carries you deeper, deeper into calm, deeper into peace. Awareness begins to dim, not disappearing, just softening, like a light fading low at the end of the day. Everything becomes muted and calm. Everything drifts. The space around you feels safe and unmoving, a quiet cradle of warmth, a place that holds you without pressure, a place where nothing needs to be done, nothing needs to be managed. Your body feels deeply heavy now, heavy in a comforting way, heavy in a way that invites deeper surrender. The weight pulls you softly downward, into rest, into stillness, into quiet. A soft warmth gathers around the heart. It spreads through your chest in slow waves. It reaches the belly and settles there. It moves through the arms and down the legs. Everything is bathed in calm. Thoughts drift further out. They lose shape. They become faint echoes. They float away on a slow current of stillness. The mind rests in the quiet center that remains. Here, in this warm, unmoving cradle, time feels distant. Each moment stretches into the next with gentle ease. Nothing rushes, nothing pulls you away. You rest inside the softness. Your body is fully at ease now. Your breath moves in slow, easy waves. Your mind floats in hazy calm. A deep comfort wraps around you, safe, steady, warm. This stillness feels endless in the best way, a place where everything inside you can relax, where each breath settles deeper, where the body drifts towards sleep naturally, where awareness becomes light and dreamy. Stay in this warm cradle of quiet. Let the stillness hold you. Let the heaviness guide you deeper. Let the gentle warmth wrap around every part of you. Nothing is needed here, nothing is expected. Only rest, only softness, only the deep, soothing quiet that carries you towards sleep. And as you linger in this calm, feel yourself nestle even more deeply into the stillness, warm, safe, held, drifting softly into deeper rest. The quiet around you has grown so soft now, warm, slow, dreamlike, as if the night itself is breathing with you. Each inhale drifts in gently, each exhale slips out even slower. The rhythm invites your whole body to sink, to loosen, to drift deeper into calm. Awareness begins to blur at the edges, not disappearing, just softening. Thoughts feel lighter, hazier, as though they are wrapped in a warm mist. They float at a distance. They lose their shape. A gentle wave of drowsiness moves through you, warm and slow. It rises from the chest. It spreads toward the shoulders. It settles into the belly, comforting and steady. Another breath falls through you like a soft blanket. The body responds with deeper stillness. Muscles rest. The heart quiets. Even your thoughts start to rock gently, like drifting on calm water. This is the place where waking begins to dissolve, where the mind loosens its grip, where the body leans into the soft pull of sleep. Nothing sharp remains. Everything melts outward. Feel yourself sinking into this dreamy quiet, a slow, delicious descent, the way you might sink into warm sand, or a soft bed, or the quiet darkness behind closed eyes. Thoughts come as faint ripples now, then fade before they fully form. They drift apart like thin clouds breaking in a warm evening sky. Nothing holds you, nothing calls you back. The breath deepens again, barely a movement, barely a sound, just a slow, warm tide that carries you deeper and deeper into stillness. It becomes harder to tell where your thoughts end, and the dreamlike haze begins. Everything blends together in soft colors and slow sensations, a peaceful blur, a quiet merging. The body grows even heavier, warm, safe, completely supported, as if cradled by the quiet of the night. Awareness dips and rises like floating on gentle waves, then dips again, lingering just above sleep. This drifting is natural, comforting, deeply calming. Another wave of drowsiness moves through, slow, soft, settling into every corner of your body. Your breath follows it downward. Your mind follows it too. You may notice faint images forming, soft impressions, dreamlike shapes, nothing clear, just hints of the world you're sliding into. These shapes drift in and out, they're light as feathers. They guide you gently towards sleep without effort, without thought, without needing anything from you. The space inside your mind widens. The space around your body grows still. Time stretches into long, quiet moments. Moments where nothing moves except the slow rise and fall of breath. Moments where sleep feels impossibly close. Everything feels distant now. Everything feels soft. The world narrows to warmth and quiet, and the dreamy weight of your body sinking down. The edges of awareness blur even more, thoughts slow to a soft hum. The breath drifts in a thin, barely there rhythm. You hover at the boundary of dreams, held in calm, held in peace. This soft descent continues on its own. Each breath pulls you deeper, each exhale melts another layer of wakefulness. You sink through the quiet like a feather sinking through warm air. Nothing interrupts you. The drowsiness becomes a warm glow, a cocoon around the mind. It draws you into its center. It cradles you there, it carries you downward. Awareness grows faint, light as a whisper, barely holding on. It drifts in slow circles, then settles into stillness. Here, in this dreamful quiet, you are safe, you are warm, you are sinking gently into the soft pull of sleep. The breath slows again, the body softens completely, the mind dissolves into warm darkness. You drift, without effort, into deeper rest. The quiet around you feels deeper now, soft, warm, endless, as if the night has wrapped itself around every part of you. A slow breath rises, barely there. Then it drifts out again in a long, gentle fall. The whole body follows that motion, sinking a little more each time, settling into a deep, dreamy rest. The air feels warm against your skin. The space around you is still and steady. Your body grows heavier with every soft exhale, heavier and safer and more at ease. Everything begins to melt downward. Your limbs no longer hold themselves. They rest completely. A warm weight settles over them, comforting and slow, a quiet surrender to the softness beneath you. Awareness floats just above sleep. It blurs at the edges. It wavers in gentle waves. It dips and rises and dips again, each time settling deeper. A cocoon of softness forms around your body. Not tight, not enclosing, just warm and comforting, like being held in stillness. It cradles you with a quiet strength. Another breath moves through, slow, shallow, warm. It carries you downward, deeper than before. The descent is effortless. Feel how the chest barely lifts now, how the exhale slides out in a long, soothing release. The breath becomes a soft whisper inside your body, just enough to keep you drifting, just enough to guide you towards sleep. The mind loosens even more. Thoughts dissolve before they fully form. Soft shapes float through your awareness, then fade like gentle echoes. Nothing pulls you upward. You rest in a warm, dreamy quiet, a quiet that feels endless, a quiet that feels safe. Every part of you sinks into it, every part of you lets go. The body becomes heavy in the sweetest way, heavy like warm sand, heavy like soft blankets layered over you, heavy like the moment just before sleep arrives, a heaviness that brings peace. Awareness drifts lower, it drifts inward, it drifts into a soft, velvety stillness. You settle deeper with each breath, deeper into the warm embrace of rest. Another gentle wave of calm moves over you. It spreads through your chest, through your belly, down into your legs. A steady warmth that invites you further into surrender. The world around you disappears into soft silence. Only the warmth remains, only the heaviness, only the slow, steady rhythm of breath guiding you downward. Everything inside you grows quiet. Thoughts drift like feathers. Sensations soften into a warm blur. The mind floats on the edge of dreams, ready to slip inside, ready to rest. Each breath slows a little more. Each exhale lingers. The space between them widens into gentle stillness, a stillness where sleep waits patiently, where rest feels natural. Your whole being settles deeper. You sink through layers of softness, downward, inward, quietly, peacefully. The cocoon around you feels thicker now, warmer, more protective. It holds you in perfect stillness. It lets your awareness dissolve at its own pace. The heaviness becomes comfort. The stillness becomes safety. The breath becomes a lullaby, slow and warm. Each sound drifts away. Each thought drifts away. All that remains is this deep, dreamy descent, a gentle falling into quiet, a soft slide into sleep, an effortless surrender to rest. Here in this tender silence, you drift, held, warm, unmoving, the mind barely awake, the body completely at ease. Another warm breath rises and fades, carrying you deeper. Another wave of stillness settles over you, soft and heavy and peaceful. Nothing pulls you upward anymore. Everything guides you down, into calm, into silence, into sleep. Stay in this warm softness. Sink as deeply as you wish. Let the quiet hold you. Let the heaviness carry you. Let the dreamy stillness draw you gently into rest. The quiet surrounding you is soft and warm now. Everything has slowed. Everything has settled. The body rests in stillness, and the mind drifts in a gentle, dreamy haze. Nothing else is needed in this moment. Your breath moves in faint, slow waves, barely rising, barely falling, just enough to carry you deeper into calm. It's a warm, sleepy rhythm that asks nothing of you. Awareness loosens even more. It softens at the edges, shapes blur, thoughts grow light, sensations fade into a warm glow. You sink further into the quiet without trying. The body knows exactly how to rest. A sense of comfort wraps around you, tender, feather-light, as if the whole space is holding you in gentle hands. Nothing pushes, nothing pulls. Everything simply supports your drift into deeper rest. Another soft breath flows through. A warm exhale melts into the stillness. You may feel yourself drifting downward, or floating, or simply dissolving into the silence around you. There is nowhere to go now, no direction, no path, just this soft, effortless settling, a peaceful sinking into the quiet beneath everything. The body lies heavy and warm. Every part of you is supported. Every muscle rests. The mind drifts like a faint echo in a wide, dark room. Everything inside is soft and slow. The breath becomes quieter still, almost silent, a soft whisper of movement. It carries you into a deeper layer of calm. It guides you without words. All around you, a quiet glow lingers, gentle, safe, steady. It holds the space while your awareness grows lighter and lighter, fading into a warm blur. Thoughts drift away with ease. They slip off into the background. They dissolve like mist thinning in the morning light. Nothing remains but quiet comfort, a slow, dreamy descent into rest. The heaviness that surrounds you feels peaceful. It keeps you grounded and cradled at the same time. The softness beneath you wraps around your shape. You sink deeper and deeper into its warmth. This stillness stays with you. It settles through your chest, your belly, your legs, your entire body. You rest in its gentle embrace. The world has grown distant now, somewhere far beyond this warm cocoon. Here, only calm remains, only softness, only the quiet rhythm of your breath. Your awareness floats in a slow, sleepy drift, barely holding on, barely noticing, just moving gently toward the quiet that waits beyond thought, beyond sound, beyond waking. In this moment, everything fades into softness, everything leans toward silence, everything welcomes the comfort of deep rest. The breath continues to slow and slow until it feels like part of the stillness itself. Not separate, not effortful, just a warm, natural motion. If sleep hasn't arrived yet, it drifts close now. It hovers like a soft blanket just above you, ready to settle, ready to cover you in peaceful quiet. Nothing more needs to be said, nothing more needs to be guided. You are already drifting, already resting, already sinking into the deepest calm. Stay exactly as you are, warm, safe, held by the quiet around you. Let the silence carry you wherever it wishes to take you. And now, the words drift away, softly, gently, leaving you in warm stillness, to rest, to drift, to sleep.